You're 2,000 feet underground. The tunnel is 4 feet tall. You can't stand up. You can't see past the light on your helmet. The air is thick with black dust that coats your lungs with every breath. One spark can turn this tunnel into a bomb. On April 5, 2010, that spark happened at Upper Big Branch Mine in West Virginia. 29 men went underground. None came back alive. When doctors examined their lungs, 71% already had black lung disease. They were dying before the explosion killed them. Welcome underground. You're 18 years old. You live in a town in West Virginia or Kentucky built on top of coal. Your grandfather and father mined coal. The mine isn't just where people work. It's why the town exists. The grocery store, the school, all of it runs on coal money. Without the mine, there's nothing. You graduate high school. You thought about college, but your family doesn't have the money. The mine is hiring. Starting pay, $45,000 to $60,000 a year. In a county with deep poverty, that's a fortune. Your buddy started last year and already bought a truck. So you walk into the office, fill out paperwork, and get your hard hat. Nobody hands you a pamphlet about black lung. Nobody tells you about the 200,000 miners who have already died from it. 1 in 5 Appalachian miners currently has it. They hand you a headlamp and a self-rescuer, then send you underground. The elevator drops, the light disappears, and the world above you stops existing. Underground mining is not what you picture. There are no wide caverns. Most coal seams are 3 to 5 feet thick. You crawl. You crouch. You walk bent over for 12 hours. Your back starts hurting in week 1. By year 5, it never stops. Your spine is compressing itself one shift at a time. The air is the first thing that gets you. Coal dust is everywhere, hanging in the beam of your headlamp like dark snow. You breathe it in, every breath, every shift. The particles pass deep into your lungs. Your body can't remove them, so it wraps them in scar tissue. And slowly, silently, your lungs turn black. It's a death sentence in slow motion. It starts with a cough, then shortness of breath. Then you can't walk upstairs. Then you're on oxygen 24 hours a day. You're tethered to a machine, drowning in air. The scar tissue crushes your lung capacity. There is no cure. You breathe in the dust for 15 years, and then you spend the next 15 years suffocating. This is the cycle of coal. The miners don't talk about it. The culture underground is the same as the culture in the NFL, in the Marines, on Wall Street. You shut up and you work. Mental health is weakness. Pain is normal. You take the pills, you drink the beer, and you go back underground tomorrow. Because your family needs the money. Because the town needs the mine. Because your father did it and his father did it. And this is just what men in this valley do. And the companies? The companies knew about the dust. They knew about the methane. They knew about the roof conditions. Government data shows that mine operators controlled the dust sampling programs for decades, meaning they tested their own air quality and reported their own numbers. Independent sampling has consistently shown higher dust levels. The foxes were guarding the henhouse, and 200,000 people paid with their lungs. Years pass. You're 50 now. You've been underground for 30 years. Your back is permanently bent. You cough every morning. Deep, wet coughs that shake your whole body. The doctor says it's early stage pneumoconiosis. He says you should stop working in the mine. But the mine is the only thing that keeps the lights on. And the black lung benefits? You only qualify when you're 100% disabled. Not 50%. Not 80%. 100%. So you keep going underground. Because the system only pays you to die once you're already dying. Then one Sunday morning, your grandson runs into the kitchen. He's 8 years old, covered in dirt from playing outside. He looks up at you and says, "Papa, what's it like in the mine?" And you look at this boy, and you see your father's eyes and your grandfather's jaw, and you think about the elevator dropping, the light disappearing, the dust that lives in your lungs right now, waiting. You think about the 29 men at Upper Big Branch who kissed their families goodbye and never came home. You think about your buddy on oxygen. You think about the town that's half empty now, with boarded-up windows and a pharmacy that fills more OxyContin prescriptions than any other medication. And you want to grab this boy and carry him out of this valley and never look back. But you can't, because this valley is all you know. And it's all he'll know too, because the mine is still hiring, and the truck payments are still due. So you put your hand on his head, you look him in the eye, and you say, "It's dark down there, buddy." Real dark. And the cycle continues. The numbers are staggering. Over 200,000 American miners have died from black lung disease. Between 1970 and 2016, it was the cause or contributing factor in over 75,000 deaths. After the Coal Mine Health and Safety Act of 1969, rates plummeted from 30% prevalence to about 3% by 1999. It was supposed to be over. The disease was supposed to be beaten. It wasn't. Since 2000, black lung has surged back. 1 in every 10 coal miners nationwide now show signs of the disease. In Central Appalachia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Virginia, it's 1 in 5. Among tenured miners with 25 or more years underground, the rate has climbed back to nearly 10%. An NPR investigation found over 2,000 miners in Appalachia with the most severe form of the disease. The epidemic that was supposed to end is worse than ever, and the companies that run the mines know it. But black lung isn't the only way coal mining kills you. Sometimes it kills you all at once. The fatality rate for coal mining in 2007 was 24.8 per 100,000 workers, 6 times the rate of private industry. Roof collapses, equipment failures, electrical accidents, methane explosions. The Upper Big Branch disaster killed 29 miners in a single blast, the worst U.S. mine disaster in 40 years. Investigators found that Massey Energy had allowed dangerous accumulations of coal dust, disabled safety equipment, and intimidated workers. The company knew the mine was unsafe. The miners knew the mine was unsafe, but they went underground anyway, because the mine was the only job in town. And that's the trap, the real trap, not the tunnel, not the dust, the town. Coal towns in Appalachia are built on a single industry. When coal does well, the town survives. When coal declines, as it has been declining for decades, the town dies. In 2012, there were over 57,000 coal miners in Appalachia. By 2020, that number had dropped to 24,000. More than half the jobs vanished. And when the jobs vanished, everything else followed. Stores closed. Schools emptied. Young people left. The ones who stayed had nothing. No alternative industries. No retraining programs that actually worked. No economy to fall back on. And into that vacuum came the opioid crisis. Drug use in coal mining regions far exceeds other rural areas. It's not a coincidence. When you spend 25 years underground destroying your body, and then the mine closes, and your pension disappears, and the only doctor within 50 miles gives you OxyContin for the pain, what happens next is predictable. And it happened. Across every coal county in America. A 2021 study found that 34% of sampled Appalachian coal miners had symptoms consistent with major depressive disorder. 40% had significant anxiety, and 11% reported suicidal ideation. Coal miners carry an increased burden of depression and anxiety compared to other occupations, even after adjusting for trauma. And among miners who experienced trauma specifically related to mining, a roof fall, an explosion, a colleague crushed, the odds of anxiety were 6 times higher than the general population.